Hello!
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 Welcome everyone to Season 2 of Dynasty.
You might have noticed, we have art!
Yay!
Awesome art.
I love it.
Done by my sister.
Yay!
The link to her portfolio will be in this square, that square.
That square? This square?
Should be that
this
corner,
square?
I think.
We're not pointing to the right. To the
We
right
may
square.
not-
It's up here. It's up here.
One of them.
Yeah, cool.
Like for us, it would
Stop
be-
confusing them, Gregg.
I'm helping.
So I hope you guys had a decent break. We are going to dive right back in then.
I heard you say we're going to die.
Yes.
Dive.
Oh shit!
Dive.
It's already
not-
foretold.
Yeah. The
Oh,
DM has
gosh.
spoken.
John the Diviner.
So last we left off, our adventurers were left to their own individual devices for 2 weeks as they prepared for an attack or something major happening in the town of Shanwei. So now that you guys have actually leveled up and manufactured various equipment, why don't we go through your character descriptions again just in case anything has changed?
Briefly.
Let's start with Petrina then.
So Quairong, at least the past 2 weeks or so, has been very studious.
Don't worry about the what you've done. I said go through your character descriptions if anything has changed.
Nothing has changed.
She's still.
She's still a bit of a jackass, but yeah, nothing really has changed.
It's okay, we still love you.
Yes.
Still tied up black hair and everything.
Yes,
right?
there's still
Okay.
black hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
No visible armor changes or.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
No blades.
No blades. Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to tape a dagger to my bow. It's
The most-
stabbing. It's a yeah.
It's a very hobo thing. Very hobo thing. Until
We tried.
yep. Nick.
Well, I have been very, very busy.
Mhm.
I've been smithing for like the whole 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
created
much.
quite a number of items.
Don't worry about it. I'll go through a summary of what you've done on all you guys have done on downtime. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not worried about downtime, it's more what you look like.
What you look like right
Yes,
now.
so
So
I
whiskers
currently
still
have.
exploded.
Oh, it's still smothering all the time. It's always on fire. I don't know why. Let's try putting it out.
Magic.
Yeah. Other than that, I have heavier armor. Yes, and a bit more fancy. But much heavier. And I make a lot of noise when I'm stealthing around now.
Welcome to the stealth club. It's fine. You'll do fine. Remember what
Yeah.
happened when we were both stealthing? We did really well.
Perfect.
We're gonna be the stealthiest ones. They're gonna fail all their stealth rolls.
Yes. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
You disadvantage, you roll better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
This guy knows.
Last we left off, Hansa was a 19-year-old boyish idiot.
Mhm.
And as we pick up, Hansa is still a 19-year-old boyish idiot with tan skin. 19.
Wow.
A few extra
71
scars.
years.
Most notably the one across his chest. Which still gives off the aroma of weird herbs. He still has a bandana which previously got lit up by somebody's light spell. And he's still wearing his monk's robes. The only addition to that is now that he wears a cat jade medallion tucked into it. So it's not outside, it's hidden, but you now have the medallion.
So you can see kind of red string around
You
his
can
neck.
see the red string, but like it hangs low, so it's hidden inside.
The shape of a cat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if cat
No,
jade
it's just
was
the
a
word
type of
cat.
jade.
Just
The
his-
word cat.
It needs to be right over the heart. So if somebody shoots you in the right in the heart, it's like, oh, lucky.
Whoa, aim more.
It's alright, I had deflect missiles for that.
Second shot. 2
Double
arrows.
5, 2 attacks.
Okay, so team lead, the same 16-year-old, annoying and a little confused, same as well, far-sighted. No armor changes or anything like that, just that the look in her eyes shifts a little bit and she's just really close to Tai Kao Gui at the moment. She's not letting him out of sight most of the time. Yeah.
Damn the donkey. Okay. Last we left off, Leanne was given a very suspicious scroll by somebody whom she thinks is a smug bastard. She still got the scroll. She dropped it into her bag. Said nothing about it. It was in a weird language, and that guy gave her a strange look when he gave it to her. It was Shi Huang. Yes, Shi Huang.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the DM being the smug bastard.
The DM is always a smug bastard.
I mean,
You can see his face.
I still
all the
am by
time.
walls as well, I guess.
So after that, she's probably gotten a little bit more quiet and reserved, if you notice, because she's always kind of quiet and reserved, very moody all the time. Appearance-wise, she's still got her same black metal plate armor, and her maul, and her black hair with pink highlights, and makeup, heavy makeup. She probably makes it a point to re-dye her hair, reapply the makeup every day.
Look like a scene girl basically.
Like a very inexperienced scene girl.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So, still playing Anvil Hut. I think you gathered by now that he's a dwarf. Or just a really rude little human. Stocky. I have mostly purple. I will soon paint this armor purple. But I have new armor now. I have some extra bits of metal between me and the bad guys. I'm now wearing plate armor that me and my good friend here, the two dads, party. We're both deaf in our left ear, and we were just hammering out things in the smith for a week. What you said? No, I thought that was just dad jokes and puns all day.
Speak up!
What's that? No, I mean, not that deaf.
Does this make me the mum of the party?
You were there. You left us to raise the children ourselves.
We had to take care of this kid.
So
God.
we were swapping stories and doing all that kind of thing. But my weapon is a big, huge club. Very spiky all over. 2 huge antlers, big ass beard, and usually one of my eyelids is a little bit lower than the other. You're not sure if it's because I've been drinking heavily, if I had a stroke. I'm about 45, so for a dwarf, not huge, but yeah. I've been making armor. Carry on.
So, in the 2 weeks that you've taken to not only mentally prepare yourselves, but craft various items to aid you on your journey. For others, you decide to be a bit more proactive on this warned danger, and have decided to scout the area and try or find other means to help prepare this lone city with that has no support from the rest of the kingdom, to try to help them defend from insurgents. So the 2 weeks passed.
So during the 2 weeks, I have sent a letter out to Lean, who last we left off had magically slipped something in my pocket. So I sent her a letter, which, with the help of my colleagues.
We're not friends.
Acquaintances.
We know your dads.
Acquaintances more like.
It's my friend from work.
This is literally bringing daughters to work day.
The letter itself was a letter to the current head of the Crimson Hawks, who we assume is the current head of the Crimson Hawks. And it basically reads that my friend who works in the governor's office in the kitchen was able to schedule the delivery of produce from my farm directly to the governor's office without search, as we've done it countless times before. I will be driving a donkey cart of produce directly through the city gates and into the governor's office. I can sneak a small group of 4 people in barrels besides myself and my friend. I suggest you pick the most charismatic of your people if you intend to take the city without having to kill everyone in it first. I await your reply at the west gate in 2 days' time, same place. Your friend, the farmer.
XOXO.
Same back channel.
Wink. Dick pic.
Yes, and newts.
Equals D tilde.
Okay. And then you got a
Draws
reply.
an eggplant and 3 drops of water.
Please don't. And you got a reply, I recall.
Yes.
So
I believe it was 3 days later that I received a reply that said Mao Yun, which was the fake name I gave her. Some adventurers have killed my father. I will see to it that my father's dream becomes reality, with as little bloodshed as possible. Help me sneak into the governor's office, and hopefully this can be done with little bloodshed as possible. She's not very creative.
No, she's just adamant.
She's probably really
As
upset.
little
that her
bloodshed.
The
father
people
is
shall have
Double
their day.
underline, little bloodshed.
To which we then had a huge conversation about
Did we kill
Earmuffs.
her father?
Yes,
what did I
I
do?
mean,
most probably.
Oh god.
I don't think there are many adventuring parties out there doing in like leaders of revolutionaries.
which, can I just say, for the record, I didn't want to kill him.
Noted.
It just happened.
Yeah.
He killed himself.
I mean, he would have killed you.
Self-defense. Don't worry about that. Okay,
Well,
well.
wasn't even self-defense. We were defending him. What are you talking about?
So, in response to that, I then sent out a second letter to Li Ying after I discovered a abandoned house outside the city, telling her to meet us there. I have also sourced out 4 very fishy smelling barrels. Literally fishy smelling. But they were cheap.
Yeah, they were cheap. Sorry, I don't like the smell of fish.
It's too real.
Okay, just made this.
Like, have you ever so the barrels themselves? Like when Hunter first brought it to you guys, you can see the flies swarming around them. The moment it brings it in, just the stench of fish just hits you on the nose.
I go,
It
"Does
doesn't.
anyone know
It doesn't smell like
prestidigitation?"
fish. It doesn't smell like fish.
I took shit water.
It doesn't. So, it doesn't smell like fish. It smells like the dried blood of fish. If those of you who know that smell, it hits hard.
Can we
I
at
don't
least
know what you're complaining about. I mean, it's fresh. Like, you know.
Guys, it just smells like yum he.
Because some salt in it, I guess.
Oh
Preserve
god.
the smell.
Can we at least hose
Okay.
it down before we
I'm
Why
not
use
going in there.
Does anyone have a hose?
You could put some
I got
water.
hose, but they're in
Bucket it
different
down.
area codes.
You could bucket it and I will shade water it so it makes
That's
sure
not
it
going to
heats
help
up
the
well.
smell.
We have 2 holes. 1, 2.
I've seen some.
Not going to.
Okay, never mind. Continue.
You should
So,
probably explain
we
that.
should explain that now.
Just in case.
I told you.
Colleen and I surnames are Ho. H-O. So
Thank
It's
you.
a very common Chinese
it's a,
name.
it's a very, very
Thank
common-
you.
What do you think it means?
No.
Spelled as H-O.
H-O.
Yes.
That's
It's
it.
spelled H.
But it's
I will like-
pronounced prostitute.
Thank you for explaining to
Thank you,
everyone.
Greg.
Thank you. That's why we want you to explain it because of this.
We're not misogynists, guys.
It was right there. I had
Yes, yes. That's why. Like when she said, "Oh, we have 2 holes," I'm like, "Oh yes, God." No.
Literally H-O's. That's
Yes.
We need to have the talk.
We'll talk about this later, kids. Anyway,
Moving on.
Hansa.
The birds and the bees.
So, I bring back 4 barrels of questionable smell.
Into the soul's nest.
No, they're outside the swallow's
They're
nest.
outside.
I'm not bringing them all the way in. Besides, the swallow's nest is near the docks, if I remember.
Yeah, it's
Ish,
walking
the docks.
distance.
Yeah,
Nothing
so I
else
just
is there.
bought 4 barrels from nearby and walked them and put them outside. I was like, alright, I have 4 barrels outside. They smell kind of funky.
Actually, we should leave it as it is because maybe it'll put people out even easier. Just saying.
It's supposed to be farmers' produce, not
Fish.
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 Fertilizer.
Farmers Thank
We
you.
have
Thank you.
fertilizer.
Team stealth over here. Team fertilizer stealth.
We
That's
can
what
rub a
I was
little
gonna
bit of fertilizer and throw some like
in their eyes.
day old cabbage into the bottom of the barrel and like let that smell sink in as well. That way it doesn't just smell like fish. Maybe it'll be a little more believable.
Are you trying to
I
make,
don't know.
Are you trying to make like shitty kimchi or something?
He's just making shit. It's not even shitty, it's just
Okay,
shit.
fair enough.
Yeah.
How long do we have with these barrels?
What do you want to do to the barrels?
About a week.
Oh. I was like, what do you...
All you have to do is get some coals, sit it on a rotisserie, put the coals inside, you slowly turn it, you char the inside, you do it for whiskey barrels. I do it for the whiskey barrels, like where I'm from. Like, you know, whiskey's this thing, it's water of life, it's very tasty. So you turn it, and it chars the inside, so it might char away some of that smell and seal it. You do that, it'll take, if you've only got 4, you can do that in a day. Get some coals, boom, 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 boom.
Plus the
boom,
fish.
Do you
boom.
understand what he's saying?
Pretty much.
I like so no you get thing. What you got?
Can I leave it to the two dads?
Yeah, dads can do it.
I'm using this meeting.
I bought the barrels. If you guys want to do something to them, have at it, dads.
I guess we could.
I will leave them and
This is
start
dad's
going
army.
around.
Can anyone
Okay.
make fire?
Make firebolt.
Oh, we don't need to. We've
Is,
got
is,
the
this
forge.
is this like the science project the kids bring back and like the parents
The
work
dads
on
do
it?
it,
Yeah.
Dads have to do it.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No, this is when the kid buys this is when the kid goes out and gets given like Star Wars Lego and the dad is way more excited about it than the kid is.
I've seen that
That's
before.
not the right piece. No, come on, no, I'll glue it in place. What? It's not a toy. It's a piece.
Of art.
Aye.
They're just
It's a
barrels.
project. It's a project. All right. Well,
Okay.
you will have to help us with this, or else they'll think that we did it. So.
Okay, so let me introduce
Wow.
there a
Soak 'em.
bit. There are two dads. Have their way with the barrels, I guess.
Oh.
Because like it was. He said like I want like he said how long do we have? And I was like, do you want some alone time in the barrels? I don't know.
Wow, we have a week with them. Nice.
I would like to imagine that they're actually like treating the barrels.
Very nicely.
Buying dinner.
Very nicely.
I assume that they're actually properly treating the barrels and like because they were like, you bought the barrels, you have to take responsibility of it. For an entire day I'm just sat at the back of the shop being like, I'm so bored.
He doesn't appreciate a good barrel. We'll take these barrels over for him. You go and run around. Tell you what.
Thank you.
Go look for interesting things.
Here's the gold piece. Go.
What the hell are you doing?
I got pocket money!
I'm giving him some.
You're spoiling him!
Go.
Did not agree on this. Is that fair?
He did something to do.
I'm
or
gone, like
do you know-
I'm gone.
Can't just spoil them. How many times have we had this
What do you
conversation?
think he would do if he didn't have the money? He'll probably take it himself.
He might steal it.
Yes, exactly.
But you can't just spoil someone onto the right path. They've got to learn it within themselves.
Well, we don't have the time. We need to do this. Oh no, I've got your accent now. No.
We'll talk about this later. And I don't appreciate your mockery.
I did.
Face nonetheless.
I did time
What's
with
going
these
on?
barrels. Okay.
Alone time in barrels.
Yes, it's gonna be really hot.
You know what? They can have their alone time in the barrels. I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm in battle school. I'm dead.
What did I just witness? What did I just witness? God.
We'll talk about this at dinner.
You never look at me anymore.
I'm looking at you. Okay. Yeah.
Having a domestic.
It's just a lover's quarrel. I mean, That's a lot of
Sorry, I
stress.
ship it.
Hey.
Oh God. What have I done?
So much fan art.
I'm already imagining like JoJo-esque fan art already for some reason. But, okay, moving on. After having treated the barrels properly, the rest of you so far, the rest
Dinner will be a bit awkward.
dinner and a movie. So just to reiterate what they did for their downtime days. So for the 2 weeks, Kui Rong has been practicing with her bow. And she has become very good at hitting things from a far distance. Wenseong has been very busy, well, having a domesticated experience.
We've been pounding in the fort.
Could you not use that word?
Two of us have been going at it. Night
Getting
after
hot,
night, all
sweaty,
day.
bonding together.
Sometimes it would get my eyes.
Right.
Sometimes my hands would be slippery. But you know what? It's two guys just going at it. It's
No,
with
stop.
all the love in their hearts. You know,
And given
proper.
the experimental nature of what they're doing, they end up both covered in unknown substances.
Ah,
Clarification, they were smithing, guys. They were crafting, okay? They were crafting.
Sure.
Not fun.
Oh, that's news to me.
Well, somebody was
We
breaking a
believed
ring.
it.
Yeah.
Hansa was
Given a gold
pocket money.
I did the gold
I
card.
know.
Okay.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, good.
Hansa. He
Pocket money.
ran around,
Climb
getting
some
acquainted
trees, fell
with the
out of
farmers, helping out with the local farming scene. I guess that's what you can call it. As well as book shopping. Ting Ting, on the other hand,
trees. You can read.
Ting Ting has been
Hey!
Ting Ting has been more or less a hikikomori. She's been at home. She's been buying ginseng, going home, bringing them, creating potions, and that's all that she's been doing for the past 2 weeks.
Also, my wood carving project.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we will get to that later.
Yes.
After everything. Leanne. You've been off to
I got
Tra-
bored.
Hmm?
I got bored. I didn't feel useful.
Yeah, so Leanne decided to go to the governor's office and find whatever soldiers she could, and she decided to train with them, put them through a more regimental
Laughing with
training. As for Anvil, he made his plate armor. He's pretty dang happy about it.
made some memories at the forge as well. You know, it's intangible, but
Forging
It's
new
got meaning.
relationships.
Yeah.
for you.
absolutely.
And so, as the 12th day passes, there's 2 days till whatever attack that they alluded.
I mean, we still kind of
Oh,
met up
and
in the
absolutely.
Yeah,
cave.
you're
Showed
still
up the
meeting.
walls.
You're still meeting on like the during dinner and like I assume.
They just
I'm not talking
turn
to
up.
him.
They turn up covered in sweat and all that.
Like stuff.
And sweat.
And not making eye contact with each other.
Yeah.
Please tell Envil to pass the butter.
Every time they catch each
Tell
other's
them
glasses,
yourself.
there's a look of shame.
I've also during the downtime,
You've been shoring up defenses.
shoring up defenses. I've readjusted my training a little bit. I'm now. I used to be focused on more of a retaliatory effect, and now I'm more focused on a prevention and control.
Okay.
I've adjusted my training, and I like to play in mud.
And you've been using preventatives.
I mean, is that like a condom?
You should know.
Always use preventatives.
Preventative measures.
Yeah.
Alright, kids.
Well, I mean, I don't
Remember.
measure it, but it's definitely preventative.
You killed John.
I've also been tinkering with some new projects.
What have you made?
A new baby.
He made an old man feel very happy.
Like this, you have like chastity belt. You can't do anything.
You did this like, are you fumbling
Okay,
something?
no, over here.
Okay.
So it's basically a rocket. It's a
I thought you were gonna say like holding an apple.
no. It's like this. So it's to over here on the forearm. Don't stop looking at my palm. Stop looking at the hand.
From here, I'm looking at your palm. I can't
Okay,
see
the
your
forearm.
forearm. Okay.
Alright, I have a very small forearm. Okay. Yeah, so
For
it's
what?
a
Just-
firing mechanism. So if I attach my fire engine, effect engine, the effect engine, and you'll be able to fire items.
Sorry, just imagining
Okay.
a small ladder beside.
I'm just thinking of a fire engine.
Puts out matches.
So you have like the fantasy equivalent of that Spider-Man toy that launches.
Yes.
Like the
Exactly.
little
Little
projectile.
Nerf bullets.
Yeah.
His hand. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
I feel like Spider-Man probably wasn't the best description to use right now.
That's the first one that came to mind.
To be fair, he's also firing off unknown substances. Sticky unknown
How
substances.
fast did it come to? No, okay, I'm just.
Okay, what else have you made?
Couple of other things
A
you'll
mess.
find out, like power tools, torches, and stuff. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Spent a lot of time reconning town, finding potential ins and outs.
Town seems decently fortified.
No, like potential entrances, exits.
There's one conclusion you have throughout your entire investigation. The docks are pretty much open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs are very open.
Yeah.
And also, I was looking around. Where would someone want to place a bomb if they wanted to, come and?
We know that they deal with it.
Yeah, we know we deal with explosives. So where would?
Also, regarding that, the cloud around the volcano is thinning out. It's thinning a bit.
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
And speaking of explosives,
Yes.
I pulled out an arrow out, a single arrow, glass tipped with a bit of a metal prongs coming from it. I tell you to handle this very carefully.
Don't break it.
Roll a dexterity check.
Don't break the glass.
Okay.
Until you absolutely have to.
And this does
This
what?
is a special arrow. If you see the need to use it, you can fire it and it will explode. Very simple. Fire it at what you want to explode, and it will explode.
Okay. Okay, great.
Very simple. Just hold it very carefully before that.
I'll put it
Just
nice.
tuck it behind your ear. Yeah, just here.
Yeah, it
Just
goes
stuff
down
it-
my
just stuff it
face.
down your pants. It's fine.
It's like, whoop, like,
Okay.
okay, put it like
Is it like a tea?
Yeah,
in your hip.
like it's
Yeah,
in the
you
quiver
know,
nicely, like yeah.
Just
Just
chuck it
chuck it
outside of the armory.
It's safe. The armor is safe.
Wait, could you have taken the arrow from my stash of 200 arrows so I can mark off one arrow?
No, you can give them all to me.
Yes.
I can put it in.
200 arrows?
Yeah, sure.
How do
How
you
you
carry
carry
200 arrows?
Yeah, I'll take stuff
Strap
from
to
you.
her forehead.
I'll pass you 20 arrows and you
Yeah.
put one arrow from me so I can cancel out 21 arrows.
I mean, if you
Yes.
don't mind, I will let you do it, but it will be cumbered. So you'll have like
arrows don't
four.
miss. I'll be like,
You'll have like 4 quivers like right in front.
I'm
You'll
like
some Rambo
Hawkeye,
stuff,
then.
and it's just like
You'll be cucumbered. So
Hawkeye basically at most carries about 30 arrows on
Yeah.
him.
yeah, no, actually,
200 arrows, it's like Hawkeye, but with
A
Michelin Man
backpack.
armor of arrows.
Oh, I was thinking like Rambo and Hawkeye, like quivers, like a quiver
no,
belt
no,
and
no,
bow.
bandolier.
Yeah.
200,
You know how
200
long
arrows,
arrows
it would
are,
literally
though?
be like Michelin Man covered in arrows.
no, I'll go to her and get my stock of arrows when I need to, so that's fine.
You get 200
So
arrows.
I'll
Please
get
track
that.
them.
Added that, and yeah, I spent most of my other time in martial
Investigating,
school. Yeah,
okay.
investigating.
So, yes.
As we prepare, I'm gonna inform a couple of the locals that in case they see anything coming by water,
Mm-hmm.
to call me over
Mm-hmm.
and I'll give them some stones to throw at them. That's
Okay.
all I can do,
Okay.
just in case.
Out of curiosity.
Could you make a persuasion check with disadvantage?
Oh god.
Fuck yeah.
There is 5.
You have -2 to charisma?
Oh yeah.
There is a tray for you to roll in. Please do that.
The power is in
So
the
that doesn't count.
No, that counts. So it still counts. B. You tell them of your ingenious plan, like obviously gonna work.
Come on your way, seeing as I am here. So we still
Whoever
transmit in a
ever
higher
passed
than you.
by him, it looks like that person standing on the crate, like the crazy herald talking to him, just like walking past him. No one's listening to him.
The end of the world!
Hey, good morning, sir. Slay we pile stones. If anyone comes from the sea, they'll be coming from the sea. I tell you what, no, it's just the piles right here, and you just throw them, and we'll hit them. Just
So
rambling.
yeah,
Yeah.
back to Hansa. First, what do you create?
I'm gonna keep that a secret for now.
Okay, and the second thing is your plan on what day.
Okay, so I sit everyone down on one of the nights. and go, Alright, so let's just go over the plan once again. So, I've contacted Li Ying. We're going to sneak her into the governor's office. My plan would be to get them to climb to the barrels. We get in past the city gates, and then knock them out with a sleep spell, disarm them, and then put them in a room with the governor where, you know, we can stop anyone from trying to do anything stupid.
And they'll be forced in the same place.
And actually talk the problem out. And we can actually figure out why they're upset.
Partially, Li Ying might be upset because her father is dead.
Yes, but that's not the governor's fault.
It's kind of potentially ours.
Kind of.
What's
Sure.
the difference between if you manage to persuade them to get into the barrels? Why put them to sleep? Can you not just say we'll let you out if we get your weapons? Do you have to put them to sleep?
What if they do something horrible like hurting themselves?
What if they have magic?
Or
And
more
they do
explosive
have
devices?
magic.
Yeah.
On them. Ah, but come on, surely by the time they're in a barrel, you've checked them.
Are they subject to being checked by us?
But
They
they're
will.
going to agree to get into a barrel,
Yeah.
and then you're going to put them to sleep.
Yes.
They won't know we're putting them to sleep.
They'll
Ah,
just
but
fall
it seems like a lot easier to just put them to sleep first, and then take their weapons and stuff them into
Because
barrels.
if one of them sees the other ones falling asleep, they will think that something's up. But if they're in the barrels, they don't see each other falling
just
asleep.
knock them out.
We want as little bloodshed as possible.
I mean, if you do it correctly, you don't even break the skin.
We've already got 2 deaths on our hands. Let's not
I
hurt
mean, come
anymore.
on, okay, how
Three.
many are we? Are we like 6
Three.
people?
The third one was
We've
trying
got-
to kill us.
We've got a third of a person on us.
What?
It's like 2 people, but
You're not
on
that
6
short.
of us. So it's like we killed a third of a person each. Maybe. We didn't set the fire. We didn't start the fire.
It was always burning.
It was always burning. So I'm just saying, silver lining. We can either. Do we have to put them to sleep?
It would
if
make
if
things
they're
easier.
agreeing to get into a barrel, can't you just make them agree to give up their weapons at the same time?
No, because
No,
the whole
because the
point,
moment we force them to give up the weapons, they won't trust us.
Oh.
we have to tell them that we're bringing the barrels in, and that they should go in armed, ready to jump out at a moment's
So
notice and
it's
attack.
a ruse.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, we should let the governor's guards and the city guards in on this. So that they know that we are literally bringing in dangerous people in barrels to act normally, and that the entire plan is to get a sit-down meeting between the leaders of the 2 factions.
Of course.
And there'll be 1 leader plus 3 cronies in battles.
Yes.
And
With
who's
any
gonna tell the governor this?
I assume one of the 2 people who isn't known by the Crimson Hawks as, you know, people who are co-conspirators of theirs.
Yeah.
So I would
Is it
say
us?
one of the 2 of you would have to go tell
Deliver
Lisa.
the message.
Okay.
I'm very persuasive.
Yes, but you're also one of our friends.
Just
They've seen you.
Yes.
I'm also joking. I'm not as persuasive at all.
I'm just gullible.
Definitely
Yeah, that's-
not that guy.
I look to you and like you have so many magic stones and are you sure you're persuasive? You didn't seem to finish giving out your stones.
I mean, I've got 3. They're backups.
Ah,
Aye,
okay.
just because it was such a rush, I
Are
thought,
you
oh no.
No. I look on. Okay, sure. Food.
I then go, okay, so then the plan is in 2 nights' time. Me and Ting Ting will take Cai Lao Gui and whatever, sort of like
The barrels, the fish
the fishy barrels, our sack of turnips and whatever other produce we can find for cheap to make it look like we're going to smuggle them in on the back of our cart. And then we're going to meet them at the abandoned house.
The fishy barrels are less fishy now because we charred them.
Sure.
Okay.
They're just fishy in my mind.
We'll finish up and we'll leave you here. We'll see you tomorrow night. We'll
So that's the other thing is,
So where do
That's
we
fine.
come in?
all of you who aren't coming with Ting Ting and I, some of you should be waiting at the governor's.
At the designated place where we open the barrels.
Yes. The other 2 of you should join us halfway through. I would suggest the 2 girls wait at the governor's mansion.
Okay.
And
Tell me where you want me.
the other two of you should wait in the house with the tunnel.
Done.
Alright.
That way, if you guys don't see us, you can still take the tunnel to defend the governor's mansion. If we don't come by, if we don't arrive, if we don't pass the house by midnight, take the tunnel to the governor's mansion and prepare to defend it.
I was with.
How do we
two
tell
of you.
time at night? Just wondering.
Yes, but I don't want to put too much in a tie dog way. I don't want him to have to carry like
Aww.
4 of us and then 4 of them. Like,
We can walk.
Some produce.
if you would like to walk, you can, but I
That's
would
okay.
suggest.
I will be waiting there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it may look a little suspicious if there are too many people carrying
Yes.
produce.
Yeah.
Heavily armored people.
She knows I'm the farmer and she knows she works in the kitchens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disgruntled worker. Mm.
So I think the 2 of us, just the 2 of us, it might work. Then you guys can then come join us and walk alongside us once we pass the house.
Alright.
The house with the tunnel. And I know you can cast sleep.
Mm.
So if we get there and you see us, we'll get off the cart, you can cast sleep. We'll then each take 1 barrel and disarm whoever's in the barrel.
Assuming all 4 of them are asleep.
Can
Assuming they're all asleep.
I better put them to sleep. As soon as I do that, you do all your take their weapons. I have a quick nap. Pop back up as if nothing had happened. Ready to go again.
I can do that if
Fantastic. Then we get a free
Here.
if one were to phrase it in terms of spell slots, you'd get a free one.
That is spell slot.
But I mean, that's a very abstract kind of concept that you might not be ready for. I've been working on it myself. Aye.
I feel
Carry
like
on.
he's getting crazier every day.
He's been talking about it the entire day at the workshop. He hasn't
Alright.
stopped.
Private moment. I'm going to update the government.
Let me finish.
Oh, you're not done yet.
Then once we have their weapons, we will take them and the barrels to the governor's mansion.
When the 2 of
Okay.
you will be
The
waiting.
sleep spell lasts a minute.
Yeah.
How?
I would suggest we then
Tighten up.
Bind and gag them.
no.
Kinky.
Once we take their weapons, we turn the barrels upside down, and then put stuff on top of the barrels to weigh it down.
They'll make a lot of noise.
They're going to be super happy when they come out of these barrels. Be like, yes, I'm ready to talk peace.
They'll have to talk peace one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't want to.
Unless while you're walking
Why don't we
along
just
with us,
throw these barrels into a fire? Problem solved. Like, this is what I've been saying a little bit, to the side, just mentioning things. What are we doing? Like, why do we need to solve any of these problems?
This is
Let's
why
just
your
take
relationship is on
over-
the rocks.
Let's just take over the town.
He just wants
That's what
to
I
get
keep
rid of
coming
all
back
the
to.
problems. Keeps running away from
or while you guys are walking with us, once we're stopped at the governor's mansion's gates, then we put them to sleep, take the weapons, go inside, and then the moment they wake up, like after a minute, we knock on the barrel, say like, we're here. They'll be a little too groggy to actually be able to be like, oh, we're in a bad mood because we don't have our weapons.
How sure are you that they trust you? How sure are you that they are actually on our side and they don't jump you at the west gate?
What's a good number between 0 and 100?
88.
44.
I like 17.
9.
About there, 17% sure.
So what if they just jump you at the west gate and
If they do,
I'll be. Well,
that's why
That's why
We'll be
there is a
there.
fail-safe plan for
the
you.
fail-safe is for you guys.
Night.
Yes. Go to the governor's mansion and prepare.
You guys will be nearby. How far away is the house from the gate
Quite
that you're leading
Well,
them to?
not that far, right?
The house,
Yeah.
10 minutes.
10 minutes run,
no?
Walk.
walk. So like if we sprint.
You can
Besides,
get down half time,
you
yeah.
have no idea. We're very good at running.
It's more sort of if things go cucumber shaped. What's the is there a special signal you could maybe fire up to signal to us?
Mahjong.
Who could be- What?
I'm Jenga. I know. No.
Apologies.
I have absolutely no way to do any of that. Do
I'll,
you?
I'll cast alarm on the area behind you, and if you need to, you can just hit. I can make it specify on you. So if you actually do touch an object or be in the vicinity of that object, that will set off the alarm in my own head.
Or could you cast alarm on a specific thing, and if I'm in trouble, I can throw it down and it'll trigger in your head? Would that work?
Don't
Would
think
that be
it works
with
that
you?
way, but can it work that way?
This is specifically breaking something.
Am I with you for
On a
this?
stick.
Yeah, as in like
On a
cast
stick.
alarm on a stick or like a glass.
Okay, it's more of unwanted intrusion. So if I put it on an area behind and I just specify if he enters that area. So if something goes wrong, he can just move his hand over that area and it'll trigger.
Could you cast it inside a box? So
It needs
that,
to be a specific area.
Area.
You can't move.
But
like a
mental
box
alarm.
on a card, yeah. So you just punch your hand into the box. That breaks.
No, as in would the place move with the cart?
No.
Is it just you two guys together?
It's
Am I
just
with
the two,
you?
no, two of us.
Two you guys. Okay.
How about if you cast alarm on the abandoned house? If I walk into the house, something is very wrong.
What if someone else enters the house?
What if you don't even make it to the house?
As in if they jump me at the west gate itself.
Well,
You
we can keep
get-
watch
you
on
can-
him while he's
We-
at
yeah.
the
You're
escape.
pretty fast.
We can keep watch on you because we can go around.
Also, the west gate
You can
should
run
have
away
guards.
pretty quickly, like.
They wouldn't try anything at the west gate, would they?
Yeah.
We don't know, but we can definitely have.
The only real sort of point of like vulnerability is at the abandoned house.
Or in transit.
Sure, but again, in transit until we get there, if they try to jump us on our way there, we can just detour and run.
If we're standing on the walls in the city, do we have eyes on the abandoned house?
You have eyes on the house, but whatever's going in it, you probably don't.
Which is why my plan would be to meet outside the house and not in the house itself.
Actually, you wouldn't have eyes. You probably might, at most.
Passive 16.
Is this?
It's more of a distance thing.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Is this a few days before the time when he has to meet with them?
Pretty
Yes.
much.
Can I swap out a spell slot?
Yeah.
Warding bond.
Nice.
If you take damage, I take damage.
Perfect.
And I roll. So if you get in trouble, punch yourself.
Hit yourself really hard.
What if he stubs his toe?
I can heal you.
Then
That was very
we-
What if he falls?
I know.
Okay, minor illusion. If anything happens, if you all will be on the high ground, I will set down a spark that is purple and green, 30 feet up in the air.
Alright.
Alright?
Why wasn't this the first plan? Why does it have to involve why did it have to involve me punching something or myself?
I had no idea
Well,
she
it's,
had minor
it's
illusion.
where we are, so we're just gonna go with it. So punch
Okay.
yourself to Warner.
So, now that you have some sort of plan, what do you want to do?
So I'm not taking warding bond then.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll excuse myself. I'll go update the governor on the stuff.
Okay.
And then take the next day to scout.
Actually, the other thing that might make sense is that you guys handle the governor side, but Leia stays in the governor's mansion. You stay
Yeah.
with the guard on the
top, yeah.
top.
So, yeah.
So we'll update the governor, and then I'll take the next day because it's 2 days away. I'll take the next day to make sure I know every part of the top, sort of the high ground,
Okay.
and sort
The
of
ramparts, basically.
the ramparts, and figure out where the possible ways are going, so that I can make sure I keep an eye on them.
Okay.
And the fastest way in and out and back and things like that.
Sure.
Would I have time to take a look at the abandoned house that he saw as well? So that I just want to know of the landscape and all that, so I don't take anything by surprise or anything like that.
There's a bit of, well, it's near the crops.
Okay.
And the crops are high enough that if you crouched, you wouldn't be seen.
There are crops, so I'll take some back and I'll put it in a barrel so that it doesn't smell that fishy.
You took some crops
Yeah.
from
So
someone
because-
someone else's
Oh,
farm.
it's someone else's farm. No.
Oh.
It's abandoned. I didn't know. I thought it was some overgrown.
It's more like there are crops there. It's just
Okay.
this particular shed
Okay.
more like has been abandoned,
Okay.
but it's still near enough to several crops and farms.
cargo's leftovers and poop. If you guys want to take away the fishy smell in the barrels,
No,
put it up.
We charred the insides with fire.
There's
so
enough? Okay.
The
charred's
dead
better than
carrots.
fire. I mean, poop.
Okay. You know what? I'm still taking warding bond. I'm gonna cast it on which one of you?
It's likely to take damage.
Yeah. Which
Well,
one? You're gonna
I'm hoping to not take damage, but
probably me on the
Yeah.
front line.
be. Okay. Then when you go, I'll cast warding bond. on you.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Thanks, Leon.
Oh, sorry.
It costs
Will
like-
you be more than 60 feet over?
yes.
Yes.
Crap. Okay, that doesn't work.
Oh.
Scratch that. I wanted to use the spell.
It costs like 100 gold pieces.
No. Oh,
You need the material
50 gold pieces.
each.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Per person. So it's at least minimum 100.
50,
Oh
50.
yeah. Okay. Oh, we
Okay.
do
That's
have
good to
100,
know.
but we may not have platinum.
Anyway,
So yes.
so
Scratch that.
those of you who, so the night passes and soon it is the appointed time for you to meet with Li Ying. Appointed time probably shouldn't be the best words, but you get the idea.
Sure. I said to meet at a certain time in the letter,
Mhm.
and so
I assume it's in at night.
yeah.
In the somewhere in between, like past midnight.
No.
No, at night when
Like
the sun
at
is
night
down.
after dinner before midnight.
Okay.
Okay, I've given him another item. Of,
Quarter to 10.
okay, it's basically can I have said that I've crafted small little maybe rings each,
Four
incorporating magic into.
small rings.
Yeah, just like leftover metals. in
That's
the
simple enough.
Yeah.
You have some hours.
Yeah,
left.
some extra. So you can have a ring, and I'm going to incorporate your armor of Gettys into it.
Nice.
So do I just press it
Yeah.
on myself?
Either
or-
press it, twist it, however you want.
Snap it.
Twist the ring.
Pop it, lock it, lick it. I don't know.
Pop it.
My tongue is cold.
You got all of it. Yeah, it's just that, nah.
Okay.
Right.
This is my life now. This is just life now.
this is not an onion ring, Hunter.
So
Layers.
you and Ting Ting
Load the card.
load the cart and start making your way.
Can
at
we
night.
have like a vantage spot where we're looking over where they're about to meet?
There
She's
is a
been scouting.
there is a vantage spot where you can see them.
Like the west gate.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so you're Legolasing all.
yes,
Yeah.
oh,
Fair enough.
Definitely. I'm Legolasing. That's a term now, so apparently, okay.
You're just standing watch, like with the leg crouched there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah.
So, while it's just the two of us and we're on the
Ooh.
cart
Mhm.
out of the city,
Mhm.
I turn to Ting Ting and tell her, you're the first person who's not related to me who's actually been nice to me. So, it's like, I had a little extra time, so I wanted to do something nice to say thank you for being my friend.
You shouldn't have.
I pull out the hairpin.
Oh my gosh, you shouldn't have it. Yeah, my character likes hairpins, hair bows, hair ties.
It's like the chopstick hairpins. It's the texture of the long chopstick part
Mhm.
has the texture of snakeskin
Ooh.
carved onto wood.
Mhm.
Wen Xiong had decided to dip the tip in metal just in case you want to stab someone with it.
Weaponize everything.
Dad wouldn't let me make something that wasn't a weapon.
How are you gonna kill someone with that?
Yeah,
You're not. Change it.
I'm gonna dip it in yep, there you go. That's now lethal.
Anyway, the end of it is what looks like those logs,
Uh-huh.
and then a butterfly coated in metal sitting on top of the log.
Oh my
The dragonfly.
okay.
Dragonfly coated in metal.
Thank you very much.
It also functions as a dagger.
A very shitty dagger.
You can stab someone.
Don't mind.
Accidentally stabs herself.
As I'm chucking
Yeah,
it at my head.
roll the
I
dexterity
roll my
save.
hair like it's braided with a bow on the inside. Tap, da, 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 tap, tap, tap. And then I'll be like,
Oh,
thank
ouch.
you. Thank you very much. You've been very nice to me. The first friend I've met out of my family who no longer is. Take a deep breath. If in any case anything happens to all of us, two of us most likely, it's been great having you as a friend. just before we go there, I'm going to try to help you if you're going to talk to them. You ready my action to enhance ability charisma on him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I would really do that.
I stare in her butt and go,
You don't see this. You don't see
They're on
this.
the way there.
okay, yeah.
They
It's
just
too
walking
far. You
around.
can't
Yeah.
see. They're just talking. Just like you don't hear or
I know, I don't have to
anything.
see, but you can see something being given.
You're not there.
You're not.
really
You don't.
far.
You barely see that. You don't even see
We're
that.
like,
Spyglass.
That's why I was like,
You
Thousand gold
don't. You don't have a spyglass.
what the freaking
You can stand there
binoculars?
going these. I think they're talking.
Roll for capo.
Yeah, roll for capo. That's
Yeah. But yeah. So quick wrong. You don't know this is happening. You just see Talakwe moving at a steady pace.
Oh, you
I'll
know
give.
that.
I'll make a spyglass for you.
yeah. That would be good. We can-
So she can capo.
Yeah.
The spyglass of
Yes.
capo.
You get advantage to perception checks in being a busybody.
Yeah.
Sure.
No.
Why not?
If you were to gain one piece of gossip, you gain two instead. Not always true.
For those unfamiliar with the term, capo means busybody.
Yeah. Busybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you eventually make your way towards the shed. Shed itself, it's decrepit. Pretty much the same situation that you saw and left it at.
I'm going to stop the cart and I'll head that way to the outside of the
Mm-hmm.
thing and just stand around and wait.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'm going to, after that, enhance ability.
Okay, a few minutes pass.
Oh, a few minutes pass.
How long does the enhanced ability last?
1 hour.
One. Okay.
1 hour?
1 hour.
Better check, guys.
It's an hour.
1 hour.
It's an hour if I recall
It's a
correctly.
spell I really, really like.
Okay.
Is it cantrip?
No, level 2.
Eventually, from the underbrush and some of the crops, you see several cloaked figures come up. Around 3 of them.
Okay.
And you see Ling pull her hood off.
Hi.
She has, looking on her, she has this, it's very apparent she hasn't slept very well in the past few days. And she has a very sullen and somber expression on her.
You look serious.
It's been quite a few weeks.
Was your father's death recent?
Yes.
Okay.
My condolences.
I don't want condolences. I want revenge.
Did the governor kill him?
I don't know, but from what my sources from the governor's office tell me, these adventures were sent by him.
I shrug, I go, well, it's a good thing we're taking you inside.
She kind of crosses. How do we know you're, well, what's the term for it? How are you getting in there? Through the barrels?
You're gonna be in the barrels.
Mm-hmm.
The city guard know that I sometimes make deliveries to the governor's office.
Mm-hmm.
I work there as well in the kitchen. Produces my 40.
She's basically their shopping girl. So she'll usually come meet me
The
and
farmer.
get the food, and then we go all the way back to the governor's office and deposit it.
And you're
We
sure
get the
this
bill.
will work?
I mean,
Yeah, we've done
I
this
don't see how it could go wrong.
And you get me to the governor's office, no questions asked.
No questions asked, but it may not be the governor's office.
Close enough.
I can get you into the kitchen.
You need only get us past the gates,
Sure.
into the city.
By the way, guys, this sleep's also going to be great because you can actually just be like, you were so tired you actually fell asleep.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage?
Yeah, sure.
Enhance ability.
Enhance ability.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Oh!
49.
20.
Unnatural 20? 20.
Unnatural.
17 plus my 2 plus the 1 from the...
She whispers, she kind of nods, she whispers to one of her subordinates. And she, very well. We are agreed.
Okay. It may not be the most direct route
Mm-hmm.
because
Like I
usually-
said, get us through the city gates and we'll take over from there.
City gates or governor's office?
City gates is fine enough.
City gates. We.
Well, I would caution you that the guards are a lot. There are a lot more guards patrolling the city itself since the giant inferno that happened on the mountain.
Oh, don't worry. We got our own backup plans.
When we pass the city gates, it's best not to just unload our cargo at the moment because it seems a bit weird.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take you to a space that I always unload all the produce, and that would be pretty much more foolproof.
But is there anywhere that, because it sounds like you have certain things going on that we don't know, is there anywhere in the city we should avoid?
Not too close to the docks.
Okay. Good to know.
Very well.
If you don't mind, this barrel
And she approaches the barrels.
Sorry.
the best we could.
I don't usually transport things in a lot of barrels. I share the barrels with a friend of mine who's a fishmonger.
She
I
kind
look,
of
I look down on the ground, pretending to be ashamed.
make a deception check.
Performance.
Deception.
Deception.
That's the like charisma.
Disadvantage.
Roll to look down.
Okay. It's 14.
You look down.
Okay.
Oh,
She kind of just eyes you, turns to her companions, gestures towards them. They hop in the barrels very hesitantly.
I say, before we close you in, you're likely not going to be able to move a lot, so in case anything happens, you might want to have like your weapons ready so you can spring out like that. I don't know what you guys plan to do. I'm just saying, if that's your plan, bear in mind that the barrel doesn't offer you a lot of space.
Sure,
So however you come out, however you get in is how you're coming out.
sure.
Just
We'll ready our weapons.
friendly farmers sort of kitschy advice. I've hidden in barrels before.
Thank you for your kind words.
Okay. We're also gonna put some stuff on the barrel so that you guys aren't super obvious. So that if they do look, they won't be like, okay, that's new. The barrels are new. But we're gonna put some stuff on you. So
Just so you know, maintain your silence because produce don't really talk. It may get a bit stuffy and
Yes, I'm
hard to
very
do.
aware of that.
Yeah, just bear with us and we'll let you go.
all right. If nothing else,
We're risking a lot to trust you, you know that?
We just let
so are we. We're risking a lot trusting you.
Very well. She hops in as well.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry to do
Sorry
this.
about the smell. I close the barrel.
I close the other. I'm sorry about the heat. Close the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
What do you do then?
I untie his head out of the way.
Okay.
I feed him a turnip.
The
Priorities.
The munching sounds will cover up your footsteps.
And then we ride the cart back into the city.
Mm-hmm. The cart approaches. You
On
guys
the way
see
back
it.
to the city, I'm scanning to see if I can see either of them, like keeping an eye on us.
As you approach, like midway past, like mid closer to the gates. Sorry, you do see them on top of the ramparts. They're very distinct pink hair.
I kind of imagine we try to keep hidden as well, like because we don't know who's watching.
Sure, make a stealth check. You'd have advantage.
There's no
You'd-
pass
you'd
without a
have, You'd have
train.
advantage because it's difficult.
What?
You'd have advantage.
Oh, because
So
it's.
roll normal.
so
Just
I
roll normal for you.
normally.
Advantage for you.
I didn't have time to say this. I was gonna ask.
Please let me know earlier next time, guys.
Oh, good. 15. I'm alright. 22.
Okay. Good to know.
We're doing alright.
Do I have to roll a perception to see if I see them?
Yeah.
And if you beat a 15, you'll see me.
Oh, that's a 17.
Yeah.
Pink hair.
I
You see the slight
In the
tinge of a pink hair
Not very well hidden.
girl.
I give the most awkward like smile and thumbs up, hiding from like, in case anything. Like,
I think that he's trying to thumbs up to me and I.
Okay, so
You think that we all see you, right?
what else do you do then?
oh, let me just get to the gate. I assume the guards know our plan.
Yeah.
They kind of have been notified.
I go, Evening, boys. Just bring the produce to the kitchens.
You see the guard standing there with a pike, and then he just looks at his friend. Hidden.
Okay. Good night.
Say
And I'm
past.
gonna take the route that takes us past the tunnel house
The tunnel house. Okay.
where these two are.
Okay.
You can keep eyes on them throughout, right?
Mhm.
There's no bit where
There's
they
no.
cross.
It's. You can keep. It's tricky to keep eyes, especially when they're going into the city itself.
Mhm.
Just because there's so many buildings,
Yeah.
they kind of weave in and out.
But
Make
we'll
make
definitely
a
try.
perception check. Just. I mean, it's nighttime. There's not that many people wandering around the town.
16, 17.
17. Okay. Yeah. You can keep track. Like there are several blind spots where they disappear, but you can track them as they come out.
So I signal for these two to come
Mm-hmm.
out and join our procession.
When
Right.
these two join, I start looking out the opposite direction.
Into.
Docks, because I know that that is the
Oh.
most vulnerable part of town from my initial.
Sure. Just make a general perception check for that.
16.
Can I
Good to
make
know.
a perception check to see if anyone else is watching from vantage points?
You got make. So are you tracking them or are you looking out?
So now that I'm tracking them, but it's
Mhm.
also like we're looking at them. So logically, someone else might also be
Make a
on rooftops looking at them.
general perception check.
Oh, that's not great. That's a 6.
Hard to tell.
You see roofs.
You see many roofs. Yeah.
So now they've joined us, we're then heading to the governor's office.
Okay.
Get to the governor's office and I nudge Ting Ting to talk to the guards and tell them to let us in.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah, but you're the one who's supposed to work in the kitchens.
Okay, after that, I'll be like, Gunner's office, when you reach
We're together with them.
Sorry, I'm checking this. I'm just checking
Tell me
one.
when sleep.
I'll signal you once we're at the moment we're through.
Just let me check one thing, guys. Okay.
And now that they're moving into the government offices, we'll kind of move.
Yeah, start making our way back,
Making our way
but
down
I'm still
to where
keeping
they-
an eye on the
Okay.
ports.
Okay. After seeing the two dads, then I
Two
would drop
dads.
concentration on his enhanced ability and I would do it on mine myself.
Okay, so strike for another spell slot.
And then after that I'll give them two the thumbs up and then I'll walk straight. And then there's a door that tok tok tok
What are you
The
knocking?
governor's office, like
quarters
the
or yeah.
There's
The
this-
kitchen back
Kitchen.
door.
The kitchen back door. Yeah, there's a door.
I thought there would be like a gate or
Servant's
something.
entrance.
Yeah.
There's a servant's entrance. There's a gate, and then there's a door and everything.
Okay, so like the moment we get through the gate,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going to signal Ting Ting to go
Talk to the people.
talk to the people, and while we're stopped, I signal Anvil to cast sleep.
Okay.
So I'm going to knock on the gate if it's not open.
It's sorry. You're gonna knock on the
I'm
gate.
going to knock on the back door. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You knock on the back door. This older, this fairly old man, kind of wakes up like,
Sorry, greetings.
holding what seems to be a lantern, and just like,
Sorry, late produce got delayed. I'm just bringing some stock over here.
make a deception check. Advantage because
Because he's old
17,
enough.
21.
21. Okay.
We were a good call to run the base of this
He
operation.
helps you carry.
He kind of looking at him like he looks like he has a long day. He's like,
Sorry to disturb you. I
just opens it. Can't be arsed at this
He
point.
does the young thing of like, okay, but only because you chill, boo.
And I'm one of us. Yeah, I'll signal to Hunter, and I'll start walking, and then he will signal him.
Yes.
So roll the sleep dice now.
What level are you casting it at?
Max.
I only have level 1.
Oh,
Oh, 5d8s.
19.
Okay.
Yeah. 10, 18.
Let me double check.
If they're at level 4, and if they're the same HP as us, that's not going to affect even one of them.
Yep.
They're not damaged.
You can't sleep.
Yeah, I did.
The donkey falls asleep.
Hey, how do you know? It is range, right? I assume you're not targeting the
yeah.
20 foot.
Yeah.
Cube.
You could hit the donkey if you wanted to, but
Yeah.
you don't.
As
Okay.
in, like, I find a nice empty part of the square where
Oh.
there's no one else over there. He can
There's
jump.
7 foot round on every square.
You cast sleep. Huh. Can't really tell.
Okay, I sleep.
You sleep.
Job done.
Do I have a
Long
long
rest.
rest? Where are we moving to?
We're then gonna carry the barrels into one of the
The servants.
one of the servants' like quarter rooms.
Can I listen to each barrel to see if anyone's like breathing heavily?
Make a
sleeping,
perception
you know,
check.
Then I'm
Per
moving
barrel
forward.
or
Just
I don't
one.
wanna
Just
roll
one.
420s
Just
at
one.
once.
Just one.
Well, there are only 3 of them.
Yeah.
3
Only 3 barrels that have people in them.
Right. 10.
10.
Can I also?
Well, there just seems to be breathing coming from the barrels.
They're alive. I'm sorry.
Barrels are breathing.
There's breathing coming from. There's a sound of breathing coming through the barrels. Not that the barrels are breathing. Thanks.
At the moment I'm moving forward, while I'm going into the back door of the kitchen,
Mhm.
do I see anybody else or just the old sleepy man that I woke?
No sleeping when you woke.
Old sleepy man, I said, okay, the barrels are coming in. If you don't mind, I could lock up the gates after that. You could catch up with your sleep. I'm sorry to disturb you.
Kind of hands you the key and just like hobbles off.
I'm gonna at this point go signal Wen Chong to go
Mhm.
get Lisa
Hmm.
and the governor,
Yep.
and to wait outside the room we're bringing the barrels to.
Did we check the weapons?
No, as in we're about to do that.
Okay.
But
So I'll head over to Nord, go over and head over to the governors,
Mhm.
finding Lisa. They should know.
They're already
happening,
prepped and ready.
Right. I'll bring them
Uh,
over to the.
It's about 11:15 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see a ship coming past the mountain range.
Size?
Size. It's a junk ship. It's a junk.
It's a full size junk. Never mind.
I didn't know you were that
Shit. Shit.
Hey.
Wait. Does it go to shore and deposit its load?
There's plenty of semen right there.
So the junk has 2 air balloons behind it, circular air balloons. No, I'm just messing with you.
I nearly drew it. Oh, interesting.
No. It's a
I
regular.
responsibility myself, not the junk.
So you just see
Full-size junk.
you see a junk,
Jokes now.
a Chinese junk approaching past the mountain range in view now.
How far am I to the governor's office?
Chinese junk.
You are on the other side of the city, aren't
It's
you?
smaller than. No, it's like checking.
You'd be somewhere in the middle. Like you'd be in the middle. Like if you can see the map there, you'd be in the
I
middle.
can see where she is, right?
Yeah.
She close by to me.
Yeah, we're together.
Yeah, together.
I'll tell you. One of us has to go back and tell them that that there is a ship coming in.
Do you want me to
That
go?
junk.
You go. You've been preempting them about the docks. Right?
All right.
I can stay here. I've got spells prepared in
Okay.
case things go bad.
All right.
There is also one more thing as you're preparing for everything. Sorry. You do notice like in so south of the city is the desert, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you're standing, you feel what seems to be tremors.
Did you feel that?
Yep.
Are there earthquakes in this part of?
Not that I know of. Okay.
What's in the desert?
Yes, what's in the-
We're looking at the
Yeah.
desert.
You're looking at the desert.
It's freaking.
It's-
We know.
It's a desert.
As in, like,
There's
It's-
a bit of a it's pretty far. You can't really like you can there's so when you're peering into the desert, right? It's just mostly a sandstorm, a constant storm there.
oh, okay.
It's hard to freaking.
But you do
Goliath.
see several silhouettes, pretty big silhouettes.
I turn to her.
Full size.
Turn around. It's like they were mentioning something about Goliath. We killed one the other day. It's south. Didn't Hansa and Ting Ting not mention something
We
about?
did prepare for this. Maybe this is a conversation we should have later. Right now,
Okay.
you need to go
Yeah.
warn somebody.
Double time
And-
back.
Okay.
And can I approach one of the guards and just let him know, like, there's something coming from the desert over there. I think you guys have been
The
told.
the guy you wake, he's like half asleep. He's like and as he stands, he's like
Listen, watch. Go get somebody. Now,
he
now,
runs
now.
to the closest tower, and you see him light up a brazier.
Quit your bra burning. Now's not the time to send
Does he sing it over his head?
A brazier, BRZIER, razor.
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Now your daughter doesn't know how
Fuck
to read
the
it.
patriarchy!
This is
Razor, god damn it!
That's as good
Why
as
there's
his
I in the
nose,
middle then? I don't understand.
In response to Chinese junkie.
yes, just burn, bro.
Fair enough. Well played. Well played. Sigil.
Anyway,
I read a lot of words. I
Yeah,
don't know how
so-
to pronounce half of them.
How fast can I get to them at the governor's? Before or after they while they
it'll be after. You're running there now. So,
So they
this
will
happened
be un-
concurrently. This happened
and also
concurrently.
will they be do you think I'll be able to get there before they lift up
Ah.
okay.
I don't know.
I'm.
I
Can I
would
still
just-
maintain, like, they're inside the courtyard, right?
Mhm.
Can I be looking down into the courtyard?
Yeah.
Over them. Okay.
You can peer
No, we're
in.
inside. We're inside the
In the
servant's
kitchen.
house.
Then you
Is
wouldn't
it
be able to.
interior
You wouldn't be able to.
courtyard? Oh.
There's a secondary wall around the governor's place.
Yeah, I'm just bolting it.
Okay.
I'm just bolting
I'm gonna
sprinting.
move towards where they are because I'm assuming we pre-plan all this and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is the room we're going to.
Yes.
So I'm gonna move towards that room.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wait till Wenxiong is
I've
back.
informed.
Mm-hmm.
Brought the.
Lisa and Zhang Le, but they're waiting outside the room.
Mm-hmm.
And the three of us are gonna open the barrels.
Okay. You see Li Ying and the other two jump out
I go,
Yeah.
with weapons and everything.
Whoa. Chill.
Chill.
Wait,
What is it?
here.
And at this point, they look around, seeing the governor.
No. He's outside the
Oh,
room.
he's outside the room.
He's not in the room.
Okay,
It's just
fair
us.
It's just the two of you.
Yeah.
They just look at you.
good practice. Back in the barrels. Well done.
Are you there?
No. He said he wanted to sleep.
Oh.
Oh yeah, oh sweet. Yeah, no, I'm out.
You were
then.
joking?
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
know. Like, I take everything at face value.
Okay.
Sweet talking.
I go, whoa.
We are here. We are in the kitchen. We've got past the gates as close as we can get.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember our friend?
Hello.
Hello?
Can I get
You're not there.
no shit I'm just need to get to the governor before this stick.
Well, I'm just trying to stall for time right now until like.
Oh, I have the gate key, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
please
I
go
go
up.
towards the gate. Yeah. Are the governors coming in by the back gate? No, right?
No,
They're going.
there's-
Okay.
there's
Yeah, I go
another-
to the gate with the bunch of keys. I lock the gate.
Good call, you may. It may be a good decision
Okay.
to make later on.
Somebody locked the door, so he turned around and went
Okay.
back.
Sorry?
I turn to Li Ying and her two compatriots,
Mhm.
who are, I assume, humans as well.
Yes.
I go, okay, we held up our end of the bargain.
Mm-hmm.
You're inside the governor's compound.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. She puts her blade back. Puts her blade back.
2 blades.
Single blade.
Okay.
It's a jian. She's so sorry.
So I was like,
How dear.
Prevent bloodshed too. Prevent bloodshed.
It's a blade. It's a little blade.
Okay.
Go.
Alright. So
Alright.
what are you gonna do now?
What's your plan?
I'm gonna have a very nice talk with the governor.
Okay.
Are you planning to talk with your mouths or your knives?
Depends on the situation.
Okay. Well,
I suggest you guys not be here when that happens.
I mean, we did kind of stick our necks out for you, so
That's why I'm telling you, don't be here while this happens.
what if we hide somewhere?
It's not gonna be very pretty.
Yeah, come
That
back.
sounds like somebody's about to talk with their knives.
If it's required.
That sounds like night doggy.
All right.
Am I still making my way down?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
still walking. You're still
I'm
making
going
your way
to
there.
fake sneeze.
Okay.
I would just like to also point out that I know the room they're gonna be opening the barrels in. I'm not gonna go charging in.
Mhm.
I need to be like, because I know it's a stealthy thing. I will listen at the door first before opening it. Or
It'll
anything.
take-
It'll
the
take
rest
you
of it.
away. It'll take you a while.
Yeah.
It will
I
take you a
assume
while.
at some point we had talked about various
Yeah.
ways for me to alert them
Yeah.
that weren't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you said this code word, or what if you did that?
Yeah, but we were not.
Banana!
I'm just gonna say, oh, well, this was fun, but it was no mahjong.
I assume at this point in time I might be. No!
Okay, I will
It
come
takes a
back
few minutes. It is far.
I will come back from locking the gate and I'll say,
She's still walking the damn
I'll
gate.
come back from locking the gate and I'll be like, hang on now, shh. I just woke a guard up there because we had to get in here in the middle of his sleep. And just keep quiet for a while. I don't want the guard to go around alerting him. Okay? Then after that I walk out towards the gate also. Then I signal.
Yeah.
But as you walk out the gates, you do notice on the walls on the side,
Mm-hmm.
the braziers have been lighted, all of them.
Okay.
And you see the
so-
guards in high alert as all of them are shuffling out towards defending whatever it is.
Are there people shouting? Like there are people coming from the
Yep.
docks
Yep.
and stuff. So there's general.
There's a lot of confusion
So
and
I'll
alert.
poke I assume that the gate is like that, so I'll just poke my hand throughout and then I will minor illusion the purple and green thing that signal that we agreed on.
Okay.
30 feet up in the air.
It's a
Okay.
pity I'm indoors now.
I see it. I have to.
I'm gonna go wake him up.
Somebody wake up, angry dad.
Just use a lie.
Okay.
Where exactly did you fall
I fall
asleep?
Right on the ramparts. I'm face down, butt up on the ramparts, passed out.
Do you pass him by? You could smack him on the chest as you run past.
I'll be like, I don't.
Not if his face is down and his ass is up.
You can step on him.
Yeah, I'll be
Face
like,
down,
no, no.
ass up. That's the way I like to long rest.
It's dark. You may
So
not.
as you're running, can you make a perception check for me, just in general?
Natural 20.
Oh, you see,
24.
you see on the ramparts, like it's hard to spot him, but you see the scruff of his beard.
It's angry dad. It's angry bird.
It's like
As I
one
run,
grade.
I kind of like, I'm not forcefully kicking, but to like, let's go, and just
Step on him.
yeah, step in and
But
just
you
go.
would have known that I was sleeping, perhaps to get a long rest, to maybe sort of get back some sort of slotted spell.
Can't afford
Well,
8
then-
hours right now.
Anyway,
And then just continue
Back-
running.
anyway, as this is happening, back to the room.
As in wake him up and point
Right,
at the signal.
with that,
Ling turns to you, the two of you. So, if nothing else, shall we?
Sure. So, we'll go first, and we'll get out of your way.
right?
Sure.
I open the door.
Mhm.
With the laser.
And as you open it, like you're about to open the door, you see them preparing already.
The ones behind me.
Yeah, the
Oh.
two of them.
Preparing weapons.
Preparing what?
Weapons. One of them is like repairing hand gestures already.
Like
Oh.
gang signs.
Yeah,
What's he
gang
throwing
signs.
I'm going to open the door and not the laser. Mouth the word now.
Okay.
Can I have reached at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Because another thing I want to do is prepare silence.
Oh.
Ooh.
Because Can I have done
You
that?
you'd have to
Ready
reach there
action.
first. You'll take you a turn.
As in, I want to ready
Ready
an
action on
action.
him.
Ready while she's running.
Yeah, ready while
Yeah,
I'm running.
And
So
I
that,
would be there by then.
Right.
because I remember that they gave him they delivered a message using magic. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming that they do have some spellcasters on their
Mhm.
side. I am readying silence to throw it in there if I see anyone sort of about to cast magic.
Okay.
I'm running with like bow in hand, just in case.
You're running your bow.
Yeah.
Not.
No, it's like it's a good bow. You run and you can.
It's
Just
the
the
half,
Legolas
it's the
run.
half cock.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
half
fair
cock.
It's like swings.
Fair enough. Fair
Like how
enough.
Yeah.
Hanzo runs.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like I said, Hanzo.
Hanzo main. Nothing wrong with being a Hanzo main.
As the door opens, the tremors get stronger and stronger. That you've got. Everyone feels it now.
Can I? Would that wake me up?
Don't go
No.
outside.
You got woke up by her.
So
Yeah.
am I awake now?
Yeah.
Would I be able to tell if those tremors are natural?
Stone cunning.
I'll let you roll for it.
Well, no. I get advantage on perception if it's natural to tell if it's natural or not. Warden.
So meta.
Sorry.
So meta.
Yep.
Is
Natural
that a
20.
natural? Oh,
It's not natural.
it's a beer mug. I thought that was like a zero
That's
or
grog.
something.
Yeah. That's
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
It's not natural. That is unnatural.
So
Am I there?
with the sound now you hear thundering, boom, 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 and you see Li Ying the biggest grin on her face. It started. And as the door opens, and you two are right in between Lisa, the governor, as well as Li Ying and her friends.
Yep.
And with that, I think it was a good place to break.
Why do we always break when I'm about to die?
Why,
It's
why was
suspenseful.
I there?
If we play
Why am
forever,
I
you'll
just
live
here?
forever.
I'm just gonna be like stepping out of the way.
So, with that, thank you for joining us for the first episode of season 2. Again, Hansa is in a very precarious position.
Tune in
As
next week to find out if
I
we
live
die.
I live in this place. It's called Danger.
Danger zone.
Danger zone.
You're about to touch more Goliath pectoral.
Maybe other parts too.
Hashtag callback.
Anyway.
What am I doing here?
For all you know,
They're all
the
fine.
Chinese junks could have the junks were Goliath junks.
Oh no, they're
There.
easier to
I
see.
had to say that. Done.
Roll
Alright.
for perception with advantage to spot some Goliath junks.
Junks.
Anyway,
Loincloth.
thanks for watching this very.
See you next week.
Thanks guys. See you next
Cheers.
week.
See you next week, guys.